Israel is the 51st state, essentially, of the United States.
Wow.
Technically, it really is. It's just we don't pay taxes. And so let's look at development in Europe. What big companies come out of Europe? The big company that came out of Europe is a luxury handbag company. While look at America, you get Nvidia coming out of it, Facebook, Google, Microsoft. Maybe one day we'll launch Nas.io, our technology company in Europe. But for now, we make more money from Africa than Europe. Think about that.
Wow.
That is crazy. I agree why Europe is becoming far right. I would not like it either if people come to my house in a different culture. Some cultural things you probably don't want to do when you are living in Europe that you can do in the Middle East, but you shouldn't do in Europe. And there's nothing wrong with asking people to do that.
First of all, we don't feel Europeans. I feel more Cypriot, and Italian feels Italian. So Europe doesn't exist to my mind yet. If we don't feel Europeans, then what is Europe anyways?
Whoever thinks a great life is an easy life is wrong. An easy life is drugs, alcohol, partying every night, and doing a boring job. A great life is to push the limits of what you think is possible.
I shadowed you and I saw kind of your daily life. And I'm not sure if you do like your life. One feeling that I got being with you is that you lost the excitement for making content.
There's a truth to that. That is correct. We cannot abolish religion because it is necessary for people to feel comforted. Every human needs a God, whether it's a science God for atheists or whether it's a Hindu God. So I'll tell you something that's very private and very honest. Look, the problem with Israel is this. The problem with Palestine is this.
Okay, he started by himself. We're going to allow him to elaborate.
Wait, that was a test.
No, you can talk about it.
Oh, this podcast is not looking good.
It's been a long time since you did a podcast.
Are you doing like a Lex Friedman thing where you just like go straight into it?
We just follow our curiosity. So, is it very heavy on you, the war in Palestine and Israel? That you?
Yes, of course. It's heavy on every single person. Every single person, whether you're Israeli or Palestinian, or even if you are a student in America who's white from Wisconsin, it's heavy on them. It's heavy on you if you're Vietnamese. It's heavy on you if you're Indian. It's heavy on the world.
I see a lot of similarities. You were before talking with my team with the problem that we have in Cyprus.
Yes.
Cyprus is divided since 1974.
Yes.
And it's similar. There is a lot of similarities in the problem.
Yes.
And now that I'm a politician, I really care. We're going to talk about politics and all this stuff. What do you think there is a potential solution with the stuff that are happening now before a lot more people are die?
Which answer should I give? The question is, what is the solution? But the real answer is, what is causing so much pain? And what's causing so much pain is, I believe, a false sense of justice and a false sense of God is with me. And when both people believe that God is with me, or when both people believe I am right, there's no room for compromise. And unfortunately, that's how humans behave. When humans think they're right, they're not willing to back down until they are dead. And if you look at the last 2,000 years, I just read this book about 2,000 years of history from minus 300 until today. It is incredible. And the one theme I see in the entire empires that went and came, the one consistent thing I see is war and surrender. War, surrender. It has not been like, oh, let's reach a compromise. Like a compromise has been it's not a human thing. It's just like a new thing that because of technology, now we can compromise and talk to each other, which is good. But it does feel, unfortunately, no side is willing to compromise, whether it's Cyprus, whether it's Israel-Palestine, whether it's Russia and Ukraine. So unfortunately, wars will continue until one person thinks they won. And the question is, for this solution to happen, when can one party feel like it's won, so that it's willing to make peace.
So you are not optimistic.
Not yet. I think soon I will be, but not yet.
You think this will still go on?
I think this will go for another 5 years.
Really?
I mean, I think the general conflict, I'm actually very optimistic that the conflict would end quite soon. I don't know why. I feel like it's going to end very soon. Just that, no one is going to be happy about it. It's going to be the coldest peace in the world. But I think it's going to come to an end soon.
Do you think if Trump gets elected, it's more likely that it will be solved? Or you don't think the United States president will affect big time?
So it's a very good question. If Trump gets elected, will Israel and Palestine be solved? The answer is I don't know. But if Trump gets elected, there will be change. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. Because the way I assume Trump is the party of change, in the sense of like they're just going to move things up and rile some people up. Right? Well, while the Democrats, I don't view it as the party of change. I view it as the party of the status quo. More of the same. It's working. Why change it? And so when you're faced with a status quo person and I'm going to change shit up person, and you don't know the outcome of this is like safe. This is risky. I think a lot of people are willing to go the risky route because the safe route is not good.
But how it will change, let's say, Trump, you said, is it because it will stop funding the Israel? It's like, what it will look like?
Look, I'm not a fan of strong men. I'm not a fan of a guy who says, I am strong and I will, destroy you in war. Like, that's not really very civil. But part of me feels like society still behaves like that. If somebody is strong, we stand down. If there's a power vacuum, we go and start to take that power vacuum. So the humans in the Middle East and in Iran and in Russia and in China and everything, they all are looking for that power vacuum. And whenever the US sort of creates a bit of a vacuum, then somebody that's not good fills it up. So
interesting.
That's what I think. So I think there's been a power vacuum, and a strong man would be like, people would be scared of him. And I think I always thought Trump was like a scared man inside. I thought he was like a fraud. He's a con. He's very scared. But actually, when he almost got assassinated, I think that was the only moment where you can tell if this person is strong or weak. And in that moment, like, he showed that he was strong, right? To come up and just like be like, we're still in this. We gotta fight. Like, he almost died. While if it happened to me, I would probably just like run away and just be covered by Secret Service. Maybe there's 2 shooters. Maybe there's 3 shooters. So I think the world saw that, and the world realized, okay, this guy is a strong man.
And all the times it's the perception of the people think about you.
Yeah.
So maybe it has the right perception now to rule the world.
Yes. Now, I'm not supporting Trump. I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm just saying I believe this is what will happen if Trump gets elected. And whether I like it or not, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. What do you think will happen?
Start talking a bit more about so that's the pivotal moment for you, that you kind of didn't like Trump, and after the assassination, or slowly is policy stuff, or what may... I don't see you are a Trump believer, but you are not a Trump hater. And the previous time that I spoke with you, you didn't like him.
Yeah.
So I see a bit of change.
I think that change is a bit bigger than Trump. I think the change is like the parties. I mean, neither of us is Americans. I don't know why the hell we're discussing about American politics, but
you live in the United States. Come on, man.
And actually, it affects me. Israel is the 51st state, essentially, of the United States.
Wow.
Technically, it really is. It's just we don't pay taxes. But there's the military. There's a lot of cooperation.
Officially, you don't pay taxes.
Oh well, the Israelis, that is, to the U.S. government. I think that change happened because, look, when you see followers of a specific religion and you don't like these followers, then you don't like the religion. If you see followers of a specific religion and you like you start to like the religion because you like the followers. And similarly, I started to see that the Democratic Party has followers that I don't like. I don't know. It seems like it's being taken over by people that are not me. I don't relate to them as much. And I'm starting to shift a bit more to the right because I relate more to the policies and to the people that are in that group of in that party. So I think it's not just been the assassination. I think it's been a long time in the last year, especially after the war. And I think a lot of Israelis feel the same way. A lot of Israelis have moved to the right because the left has just gone way too left.
And we're going to talk about how that influenced also your decisions about business, where you are a very international guy, but like how all this stuff. But later, first of all, it's my duty to talk about European politics.
Let's talk European politics. The most interesting politics. I'm being sarcastic.
Really. Do you like the European Union? What is your opinion?
Do you want the honest answer or the fake answer? The honest answer. But people will hate me. But anyway, we'll give the honest answer. Whatever. It's authenticity above all, right? The honest answer is I think the Europe died in 1955 or something, when the British Empire just like gave up on its territorial claims and just no longer became the leader of the free world, and the United States became that. That marked the moment that Europe died. That's the end of Europe. So Europe started maybe roughly, year 1400 or something like that. And it had its nice run. It had maybe 800, 1,000 years. Very nice. But I think that's it. And I think, right now, there is no... I look at the list of your colleague said something that's very smart. He said, it's not about liking Israelis or Palestinians. It's not about liking Ukrainians or Russians. It's not about that. I don't like a specific religion or specific humans. What I like is development. And we're in love with development. So whoever is more developed, I gravitate more towards them. And so let's look at development in Europe. What startups come out of Europe? What big companies come out of Europe? The big company that came out of Europe is a luxury handbag company. Nothing wrong with that, but that's representative of where Europe is. While look at America, you get NVIDIA coming out of it, Facebook, Google, Microsoft. So in a way, what is Europe other than the food and the luxury bags?
And that's
and that's how I lose all my following in Europe. By the way, we're only talking about the economy.
And that's why you are not doing any business in Europe?
None whatsoever. Now, I would like to. Europe is extremely beautiful. The humans are very friendly. I would like to do things in Europe. I mean, we may, launch something in Germany or France. But I feel like Europe cares about Europe. I don't see that international, I'm interested in the world as much. What do you think of Europe?
I'm trying to develop an opinion, but I'm not optimistic because, first of all, we don't feel Europeans. So I feel more Cypriot, and I think every person an Italian feels Italian. So Europe doesn't exist to my mind yet. Now that I became a member of the European Parliament, I started understanding that if we don't feel Europeans, then what is Europe anyways?
Europe is just a pact. So
for
you don't
trade. It's just helping to trade for convenience for the countries. But
so you don't kill each other in another world war.
Yeah. But that's, for me, Cyprus is very there is a study happened. Cyprus is the most beneficial, gets the most benefit because of what we put in Europe and what we get in return.
Right.
Because we are very small.
Now think about a German person listening to this. They're not going to like it.
Come on, guys! You are helping us. You are helping a small country. We are all in this together.
No, you're not. We're not all in this together. If there's another war, Germans
can come whenever they want to live here. It's beautiful. The beach, the taxes. But actually, because it's a free trade, they can come. So it's giving the opportunity for a German. We have a lot of Germans that they come here and live and to avoid taxes and stuff instead of all this stuff. So
Yeah, but the average German taxpayer is funding protection for Cyprus. And I think for them, that's why a far-right political party just got elected in Germany. Because they're like, wait, I don't need to fund your security. I have nothing in common with Cyprus, so why do I care about you? Why do I need to fund Ukrainians' security? I mean, it's understandable.
So it's consciously that you took the decision not to do business in Europe? There is nothing attractive in Europe to do? Because you did Dubai, you did Singapore, you did United States.
Yeah. I just fly over Europe.
yeah.
I mean, my business, I don't see the business opportunities in Europe. It doesn't come to me. Like when we built Nas Daily, we started to get business opportunities from India, from Asia, from America, from Latin America, but nothing popped out of Europe. So, I mean, the thing is, most startups, they don't say, oh, I want to become big in Germany. No, they say, let me see where there is potential interest in my product and I'm going to go get it. But I never saw potential interest in Europe.
That's why Pavel moved to Durov, that he is the CEO of Telegram, moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
So it doesn't attract stuff.
Yeah, I think businesses need to be attracted to a market. Maybe one day we'll launch Nas.io, our technology company in Europe. I'm not opposed to it. But for now, we make more money from Africa than Europe. Think about that.
Wow.
That is crazy.
So let's talk a bit more about the decision of moving in the United States. You have located in the United States and the benefit of you having your company. You were talking yesterday about you need to be around the big dogs, man.
Look, that's the truth. I mean, I'm looking for, well, you have a country that you know where to operating, but I'm looking for where is the next $1 billion opportunity? That's really what I'm looking at in the world. And there's a lot of opportunities in the world. You can go build real estate in India, or you can build whatever in Europe. But if I look at it, the most likely place to build a $1 billion company is currently in America.
The 10 richest people accept the Bernardo that has
the luxury bags.
The luxury bags is from United States. So when you see this data, it's hard to
It's hard to ignore it. I mean, America is 25% of the world's economy, and it's one country. The remaining 196 countries are 3/4. And that's including China. It is insane how expensive and rich America is.
Okay, compare. Living in Dubai, opportunities in Dubai, Singapore. You took the decision, you try. I'm very interested in your answer because you tried you are one of the few also influencers, also businessmen that actually travel and experience every single thing. So tell me about what's the benefit?
So it depends what you're trying to do in your life today. If you are trying to have the best life quality, then I would say live in Dubai during the winter. It is the best place in the world to be, right? Low taxation, great weather, great people, great fun, right? And lots of things happening. If you're trying to build a company and you need to attract talent, then the best place in the world is probably Singapore or Israel because the talent is smart and affordable. Israel is very talented. But America has talent, but it's very expensive. If you're trying to raise money or sell a product, America is the best place in the world to be because there's 300 million people that can buy your product or invest in you. If you're trying to raise kids, probably Singapore is the best place to be because it's the safest, right? So it depends on what you're trying to do in your life. So now I'm in the company building mode. So I have talent in Dubai, I have talent in Singapore, I have talent in Israel, but I raise money and I live in America. And I try to sell in America.
And tell me a bit more about your friend group. Are they more along these lines so you can hang out and have more opportunities and all this stuff in comparison to when you are living in Singapore?
So I'll tell you something that's very private and very honest. I lived for 3 years in Singapore and 3 years in Dubai, but I struggled to make friends. I have some friends, but I struggled to make a large number of friends. And I started to think that the problem was me, maybe I am antisocial. Maybe Nas Daily is making me antisocial. I just don't like anybody. I want to be alone. But then I went to live in America and I'm like, I'm hanging out with so many people. I have friends and we talk about things and all this stuff. And maybe the problem was not in me. Maybe the problem was that it's difficult to be friends with the local population of any country because there's always that like us versus them mentality. But in America, there's no us versus you. If you're sufficiently culturally American, which I am, there's like, oh yeah, you're one of us. Yeah, you're culturally American. You don't have to be black or white or whatever. But in other countries, like in Cyprus,
I felt as well that I was part of America.
You felt like part of it. Like in Cyprus, I could never be a Cypriot. I don't sound like one. I look like one, but I just sound like one. He's
making all the time fun of my accent, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay though.
And MrBeast was right. If he had a different accent.
More views, baby.
More views.
So I apologize, guys, for this podcast, but you are going to, because the information is good, from the guest, you're going to bear my accent for some time.
Actually, quick question. You have a MrBeast tattoo on your...
Yes, an Airrack tattoo.
Show me that. MrBeast, and what's the other one?
Airrack, another friend.
Airrack?
Yeah.
Can I see? But it's not spelled correctly.
It's with 3 R's because I sound Airrack when I say it. I made fun of myself doing this tattoo.
Do you think in 20 years you will regret those tattoos?
I regret them already. But I love regretting. I love having the experience of regretting stuff.
Yeah, because Airrack is not going to be very relevant in 5 years.
Who knows? But even now that he's still around, I'm not proud of the tattoos. But it's okay. It's fun to regret stuff.
Did you make a video about this?
Regretting my tattoos?
Please, if you make that video, it goes so viral. Regretting my Airrack and MrBeast.
Regret, not now with the allegations of
Maybe just the Airrack one.
Okay. So I want to talk also about the NASA stuff, but I want to later, because this is where you're focused 100% of your time now. 97%.
70%.
70%.
Well, this is still 30%. This is not
but
NASA.
Still is to find, because still this uses to funnel people in NASA and all this stuff. So it's like,
for sure.
I understood you only care your soul about the company now, to grow
only the company. Only the company.
So, but I'm curious, how the fuck you maintain this growing your audience with not caring about making videos and all this stuff? You have a team, how all this stuff. I mean, you don't need to. What is your lessons that people actually will care if you have a beginner brand and like something that shot you?
I care about my audience. I care about the audience a lot. I care about no one knows this, but the first 3 years of Nas Daily, I turned off monetization because I didn't care about money. I was like, you should just watch the video. Don't worry about the ads. I don't need the ads, right? But now that I have a company, it's a little bit different. Now I have to sustain a company. I have to make people paid, get people paid every month, right? So that's, you need to become a business person first and then a creator second. So because of that, my focus has shifted into where can I create the most impact? The problem with social media is that, you and I are just making so many videos, getting so many views. You spend 10 days working on a video, people watch it for 2 minutes, then they forget about it next hour and they move on with their life. So it didn't feel like you could build something sustainable out of this. It was like a guinea pig, right? And I wanted to find a way, how do I get out of this hamster wheel into a bigger hamster wheel? But at least has
a more impactful
hamster wheel. And that's now my goal, is shifting my hamster wheel into another hamster wheel. And so my hamster wheel, number one, was content. Now I'm about to jump.
But with content, you never win as well.
You never win with content. There's always MrBeast and Airrack, And there's also you. I mean, I could never, right, do the same effort that you put in your content. I could never. But you know what I could do? I could build a better technology platform than you. But you could make better content than me. So I want to focus on what I think I'm going to be the best at. And my advice to everybody listening to this, right? Only do what you think you have a chance to be the best at. When I was a terrible engineer and I looked at everybody around me and they were like really good engineers, I was like, I can never be as good as them. I'm getting out of this industry. Don't be a midget trying to play basketball. That is the biggest mistake. If you don't try to climb trees when you can be the fastest swimmer as a fish. If you're a fish, don't try to climb a tree. Be the fastest swimmer. So I'm trying to figure out where can I be the fastest swimmer? And I think it's in the combination of content and technology.
The combination of
combination, yeah, not just one. Yeah.
So okay, that's interesting. Why you think you are that good in the combination?
I think some people are right-brained, and I think some people are left-brained. Right brain is like an artist, a creative, a creator. Left brain is like an engineer, like understands code. I think I'm lucky to understand both. I think I have a right brain and a left brain. And that's the combination that I think I can play in. But a lot of creators are so right-brained that they can't hire two people. I think you are right-brained and left-brained at the same time. That's how you can build teams. You know, the concept of building a team is so much harder for an artist to do than to create art. So people also, again, need to ask themselves in this podcast, am I right-brained or am I left-brained or am I both? And if you're an artist, don't try to be an engineer. Same thing, if you're an engineer, don't try to be famous.
Can you walk me a bit in the finances of the company now? So how much money the company makes, how much you spend, Nas.io, how everything works.
Yeah. So
and not a lot of, unfortunately, not a lot of people know what Nas.io is yet.
In some markets they do, in some markets they don't. But yes, it's growing. The whole company, Nas company, which includes, Nas.io, Nas Academy, Nas Daily, and Nas House, makes roughly $12 to $14 million a year. So roughly $1 million a month. A lot of that comes from Nas Daily, Nas Academy, and Nas.io.
And it's all profit, or this is the...
No, this is the revenue. The profit is roughly 3 to 4 million. So it's sufficient. It's very profitable, compared to other companies. But I think Nas company can become $1 billion company.
And how that profit is spent?
Investments. So I take that money and I just put it in like stocks or crypto or fixed deposits or bonds and or private investments. Yeah.
You don't really invest them back in the company to do other stuff. Mostly you investment in external stuff. That's very interesting.
It depends. It depends on which company. So all of the money.
Are they all together?
No,
or
they're all 3 separate companies.
Okay, well, that's very interesting for people.
So the hospitality company is separate.
Hospitality is events and...
No, hospitality is Nas House.
Nas House.
A hotel. Technology and education is another company, Nas.io, Nas Academy. And then content, media, and events is Nas Daily.
Interesting.
So Nas.io is not Nas.io and Nas Academy, not profitable. So everything is invested back in the business for growth. I think this can become a $1 billion business. Nas.io can help creators make billions of dollars, and I'm so bullish on it. Nas Daily, I think, because it's the profit I actually take and I put in private investments and the stock market. And the reason for that is because Nas Daily has enough cash flow that, it already funded, it's funding Nas House. So we're already doing some investments, but I want to keep some money for a rainy day because Nas Daily it's a service-based business. So next month, you don't know what will happen.
If you get canceled and brands or whatever. If social media is so uncertain.
Sucks. It's so unstable. It sucks. You make one wrong podcast, the whole world just like, okay, I'm not working with you again.
But Netflix, when they have monthly recurring revenues, that's why Nas.io is coming. That's why Nas.io is coming.
No, but the idea is not just for us to make money, it's to help creators make money. But you just said it, right? It is so hard to make money as a creator because one controversy, brands run away. But who doesn't run away? Your community. That's the person that doesn't run away. Your followers are always going to support you. It's very difficult to be canceled. Very difficult to be canceled to millions of people. Even Trump has a massive community, but no brand would touch Trump, right? but they're massive community. So community is the thing that can give you unlimited recurring monthly revenue. That's what Nas.io does. It helps you make money and manage your community. So Nas.io now also makes roughly $12 to $15 million a year to creators. We take that money and we give it to creators.
But how the fuck?
Because the creators use the Nas.io platform to sell courses, to sell events, to sell workshops,
it's
webinars.
Basically a community messaging platforms,
Yes.
and they can do all this.
And they can buy stuff.
Manage internally the community. What do you think about the new thing of channels on Instagram? Is it like
Horrible.
Okay.
100% horrible. Instagram, number one job is to make your community chat with each other and engage with each other, and they make all the money. That's a problem, right? Okay,
They
you build
make
that
all
shit.
the money?
They make all the money and they keep all the data. So you have 1 million people on Instagram. Great, they use it, stories, everything. But you're not making any money because Instagram is not paying you. And then you have this broadcast group. You don't actually know these people. They don't give you the emails. Nas.io is designed for you to own the community. So you bring people from your Instagram into your Nas.io community. You own the emails. You own the phone numbers. We don't own them. And you make 92% of the money. And you don't pay at all for Nas.io. So we help you. When you bring those people into this Nas.io space, we help you make money from them by helping you sell them products, challenges, competitions, memberships, whatever. So we see people that make nothing from TikTok on Twitter, and they make like $100,000 a year using Nas.io. And that's the beauty of it. In the future, you just need 1,000 people to support you.
By the way, guys, I think I came to your seminar to talk, like in the first one that you did, Nas Summit. And you guys, it was a aha moment for me that you said that you don't own your subscribers. So, and back then I was like, yes, he's right. If the YouTube decides to not show my videos, or that I did something very controversial, or Instagram, all this stuff. So ideally you want all of them to be off this platform. So you own their data as well. So you, and I did that also for the elections because of what. So I had like WhatsApp groups and community groups. And it's the best thing ever because it's best community building and all this stuff.
Exactly. So, but managing 100 WhatsApp groups is really hard.
And you have limit to
So that's what Nas.io solves. It gives you unlimited and it connects to WhatsApp. So you can have them in WhatsApp, but you manage them through Nas.io. And so now every month creators make $1 million using Nas.io, and we literally send them $920,000 every month. Right? Which is incredible. And we see people that have never made money before on Instagram. Now they're making $50,000.
Okay.
That's the future.
Can you please teach me how to build a community? Because that's the key question to ask.
Yeah, it's very simple. Building a community is very simple.
Like, guys, I don't think we can argue that he built communities.
I've like thousands of them.
People are flying all over the world to attend your seminars, to do it. Like, you know something that we don't.
So building a community, there need to be a reason to be in that community. So you could build, so here's an example of what you could build. You shouldn't build like a Phidias fan club. That doesn't live. Build the new politicians of Europe community, right? There's just people that are like, you filter people that want to like change politics. Now, you don't make an Instagram page for it. You tell everybody, join my community, and it's a Nas.io. And then you have an application form. Whoever is applied in Nas.io, you approve, they're in this community. Now, together, you can email them. There's a feed. You can have events, webinars. You can send them courses. You can charge them money. You can crowdfund. You can do so much when you start to bring people under a specific cause. So my question to you is, what is your cause that you want to grow more? And that's where you need a community. Now, building an Instagram page doesn't actually mobilize people.
So to put an example of something like this done nicely, Brian Johnson, Don't Die movement.
Yes, exactly.
That he's trying to, is like exactly what you said.
And Brian,
he's trying to make a religion kind of.
Yes. And Brian Johnson uses Nas.io for his events. So he builds a community of physical events, 1,000 people around the world, and then they pay through Nas.io events, and they're managed through Nas.io. So that's an example of what a community could look like.
But you need to take it off platform. It cannot be all so physical stuff, make meetings and all this, or maybe it can be all.
It can be online, or it can be Zoom meetings. Yeah, events can be Zoom.
But you need a lot of time to create.
Well, the idea of Nas.io is to save you the time, because the management of it is easy, and eventually with AI, it becomes very seamless. So at some point, we're going to introduce AI. So that's going to be like, oh, you don't have to send an email to people. We say, okay, you should send this email to these 500 people, and we can help you create 500 customized emails to 500 people at the same time in just a second.
Also, this is what Zuckerberg is trying to do, like to use influencers, AI avatars, to like build their personality, and then the audience interact with you. So there is a lot of potential in this space.
Lots of potential, yeah. But I think eventually Instagram will become a place to watch content. I'm going to watch the AI videos. It's very fun. But Nas.io will become a place where you have real human community. And here's another thing. In your YouTube channel, what is the videos that do the best? Challenges. You challenge yourself to travel for free from one place to another in India, right? It's hard things. One thing I found that works amazing is people love to go on challenges with you, with the creator. So the most successful product we launched is called Challenges. Challenge your audience.
Interesting.
Hey, come and, lose 5 kilograms with me in the next 2 months. And people pay you $20 to enter this challenge. And every day or every week, Nas.io reminds them, create a checkpoint. Hey, are you in the challenge? Fill this up, upload a picture, all that stuff. And then we can talk to each other. It's like a feed for the challenge participants. We can chat with each other. Challenges are making millions of dollars to creators. And I have my own challenges too. Get 10,000 followers in 30 days challenge. It's something you can consider.
Yes, very interesting. What about AI and creators in the future? Are we losing our job?
Yes. I think that in the future, a lot of the content you see on social media will be AI generated, which means there's going to be a lot more creators. The reason why you're a creator that's successful is because you are crazy. You have a crazy personality, you have a crazy accent, a crazy face, and you do crazy things. But if somebody is shy and introverted and doesn't look as good as you, they cannot be a creator, right? But with AI in the next 5 years, they will be able to look good. They create an AI version. They can tell it do whatever, and they'll code it, and it'll make content that's so much better than yours.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen then? You're competing with the world's smartest creator, which is AI. And eventually people want to watch that. They don't want to watch you.
I have an intuition. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but there are people that we already have brands, our established brands. We're going to have a bit easier life, that we can make an AI does stuff and better than your own videos could ever imagine, because people, they are used to seeing your face, and it's like MrBeast and all this stuff. So what do you think about?
I actually think it will be the opposite. I actually think it will be harder for us. The reason for that is we know you're a human. We've seen your content. I know what you're capable of. I don't want to see the AI version of you, because I know I'm used to the human version of you.
Interesting.
That's the base. That's what we really want, the human version. But somebody new pops up that I don't know anything about them. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And that would be the AI. To begin with, you start with an AI relationship, and you're okay with it, because you know it's AI, it's fine, it saves you. But no one wants to see a fake version of something. Can
I ask you a very boring question?
Yes.
How do you use AI in your day-to-day?
So right now, AI, like in so many ways. So number one,
I saw you, by the way, using ChatGPT 24/7.
It's incredible.
you literally, is your Google, you ask all these questions.
I no longer use Google. I just talk to ChatGPT. Like today, I wanted to understand the history of Cyprus. And it's like, okay, like when did the Greek people come to Cyprus? And I got the answer. Today, this food, I took a picture of this and I said, ChatGPT, can you estimate the number of calories here? And it gave me the number of calories. Like, thank you. And so I use it every day, every 2 hours. In the company, in Nas.io, we're using it. We're launching this in two weeks. We're basically building a sales agent for you. So when somebody lands on your webpage, on your homepage, an AI pops up and says, hey, I am here to answer any question you may have. Like, the FAQ. Imagine the FAQ page, frequently asked questions. Imagine if that comes alive. There's a person. Hey, any questions you have? And they say, yeah, I have this question. Okay, I'll answer it. And this another question, answer it. Oh, you want to buy this? Now that you've asked 2 questions, you should buy this. Here's 10% discount. It's like subtle selling. And then, yeah, I'll buy it. So AI is going to help you make more money because it's going to be your sales agent. So there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in Nas.io AI, in Nas Daily AI. I mean, it's such a good time to be alive.
I shadowed you maybe a year ago or something, and I saw your daily life.
6 months, 4 months.
6 months
6 months.
ago, yeah. And I saw kind of your daily life. And I saw that, I'm not sure if you do like your life?
Yes, I think I'm the luckiest son of a bitch in the world.
Elaborate.
Bro, I come from a village. I come from a village where the average person makes $2,000-$3,000 a month, and for a family. Now, I travel the world. I have the most beautiful girlfriend. I have an incredible company. I feel fulfilled. We make videos that people watch, and we make money in the process. And I'm building things from nothing, from scratch. I'm building a technology platform and a hotel. I am so lucky. That being said, I am so stressed. I don't have fingernails because I eat them every Monday. Every Monday, I eat all my fingernails because I'm so stressed at work. So that's the pros and the cons. And whoever thinks that a great life is a hard life, whoever thinks a great life is an easy life is wrong. An easy life is drugs, alcohol, partying every night, and doing a boring job. A great life, a hard life, is to push the limits of what you think is possible. What do you think?
Well, I saw when I was following you the whole day that it was a lot of moments of happiness and a lot of moments of being angry and a lot of moments of frustration. So, but I felt as well that you are enjoying the position that you are. So I don't think you are. I think you are saying the truth here.
Thank you. And the lie detector says correct.
But I feel that one feeling that I got being with you is that you lost the excitement for making content.
There's a truth to that. That is correct. I made 2,500 videos, and it's just
because that day it was like film this, and it was kind of the most boring times of your day.
Yeah.
Film this ad, film this, and I was like,
if social media platforms built a better economics model, if they gave us some of the value that we create for them, I would still be doing content. I don't need to go build another platform. But TikTok doesn't give a shit about me, or Instagram, or Facebook. So I don't know why I should continue to give a shit about them. I think that's why. I would love to make videos, and then every video, I can sustain. You make videos, and we all lose money on these videos. We lose money on 95% of the videos we make. We lose money on them, and the platforms make money. So it becomes demotivating because the reality is you have to pay your employees, and I just cannot spend time making a travel video in Cyprus that will make me lose money. It's unsustainable.
Okay, so you are saying that because you care about scaling and making money and all this time.
Building a company. Because I care about building a company and creating jobs, I need to find a way to pay for these jobs.
So if basically you could scale content and make $1 billion company, you were going to do that 100%.
I would 100% do it. I would 100% do it.
Yeah, because there is no path to that.
I don't see the path. And no one could. BuzzFeed is bankrupt. All the media companies in the world are bankrupt. Digital media is done. So I don't see something I want to copy with content. So I see content.
Even MrBeast, that he makes the most amount of money from AdSense is nothing. It's less maybe than 2, 3, 4 million in all the.
Yeah.
It's the biggest creator in the world.
Yeah.
And it's
like 3 million a month, but the cost of that content is like 5 million a month.
3 million. We're talking about AdSense, the stuff that you get.
Yes.
If we're talking about sponsorship, it's different.
Yes.
It's different stuff.
Yes.
But yeah.
But sponsorship, like you can't be sponsored anymore because you want to be a politician.
Yeah.
And if I want to be a politician, then I will lose all the brands. So the brands are not your friends. Social media platforms are not your friends. So who the hell is your friend?
Can you give me a state of the union
Yes.
or opinion about where is the interest in platforms now? And where should we build stuff? And
so honestly, one of the most interesting platforms in the world is OnlyFans. I know it sounds weird, I know, but OnlyFans generates $6 billion every year to creators. We call them creators, but they're porn stars. And they make $500 million in profit. So it's a win-win. The user wins and the platform wins. That's great. That's what I want Nas.io to be. Nas.io to be the OnlyFans of no porn. No porn creators, OnlyFans. I think
out of the 6 billion, they only make the platform 500 million, $500 million.
So the platform makes 20% of that, so 1 billion.
Wow.
And their cost of running OnlyFans is $500 million, and the profit is $500 million.
Okay, that's interesting.
But
that's very good. Like for the actual
creators.
On YouTube is like 55, 60% they cut it. Wow, that's interesting.
So 5 billion goes to people like you and me. That's the point of what I'm trying to build. There needs to be more of these platforms, the Patreons, the OnlyFans, the school, the Nas.io, things that help us capture the value that we're creating. That I think that's interesting. But when it comes to like normal social media, I mean, they're all the same. They're all the same. A YouTube Shorts and a Facebook Shorts and a TikTok and an Instagram Reel, it's the same.
So you make videos and upload them everywhere.
On all four. It's become a commodity. It's like,
who cares about Instagram? Upload everything.
Yeah, it's like, what kind of water do you drink? Water. What kind of electricity do you have? I don't know.
But short form, or you became a more long form guy?
I became a 2-minute guy. Nas Daily, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Long form is fine. Long form could work sometimes.
But now the actual short form became a bit longer by itself. So you get more views when you elaborate, and when you can hold people for longer on the short, it's the kind of short form winning strategy in a way. So you first kind of to adapt to the reality.
Yeah, what we also do is we take a lot of short form videos and then we make one long video. Like you saw the religion video.
Yeah. And we are going to talk.
Religion.
For your experience with all the religions. I feel that it's kind of a problem, especially me. I travel a bit in my life, so I kind of saw the religion. I think it's a problem that people don't get to experience a glimpse of other religions.
Yes.
Because they are only with their friends and they never travel. Maybe they go to university that they see another person with another religion, but it's not their daily life. So I find this conversation about the religion and what you find very interesting.
Thank you. That was the best thing I did in the last 5 years, studying 6 different religions. I highly recommend every single person to just take or read a book called Religion, like specific religion for dummies, like an introduction to 5, 6 religions, and visit the holiest places. Visit, not just read, visit. So go to Nepal to see Buddhism, then go to India for Hinduism, then Israel for Christianity.
Okay, baby, what did you learn? Truth. Because there is a lot of nonsense in the religion as well. But tell us everything. What was your experience? Did you feel spiritual? Did you met all these gurus, all these you also had access to people that not everyday citizens have. So We're curious.
What did I learn from studying 6 religions in 6 months? I learned that religion is necessary for the human race. It is necessary, whether you believe in it or not. We cannot abolish religion because it is necessary for people to feel comforted, for people to feel safe, for people to feel at home. Every human needs a God. Whether it's a science God for atheists, or whether it's a Hindu God, or whether it's a monotheistic God, like for Muslims, Jews, and Christians. Every human needs a God. That's what I learned. And it's not your place to judge which God I choose to rely on, right? And it's not your place to judge if my God is real or not. You may think, the Christian God is not real, or the Hindu God is not real, or whatever. Maybe, maybe not, but it's not your place to judge. Everybody needs a God.
Okay, let's divide them. Christianity.
Can you give me a short of that?
Yeah.
Give me a 1 minute short of just that question. I like that answer.
We're going to keep that in as well for you to see him making content real life.
I was like, I can make a piece of content from this. 0 effort. Damn it, there's no secrets with you. What's up? What's the question?
Christianity. What did you know stuff about Christianity?
Very little. I knew very little about Christianity.
Most popular religion in the world.
Yeah, now I understand why.
Why?
The message of Christianity is just so simple and so easy to love. Forgive and love. Like that's really what the primary message of Jesus Christ is, to love each other, your neighbor, yourself, turn the other cheek. How can you hate such a message? So there's something beautiful about Christianity. Whether you agree with the whole, the fact that Jesus is the Son of God or not, that's a big question, big dispute.
But the teaching actually is amazing.
What?
The teaching actually, love and forgive, is actually what I have in my life. I love everyone and I forgive everyone.
Great. Yeah. So are you a Christian?
But I'm not only I do the other qualities of the other.
Yes.
Let's go to I found very interesting the Buddhism.
Buddhist. That's next level. Buddhist is crazy. It's so interesting. A Buddhist doesn't believe in God. They're like, I don't care about heaven. I don't care about hell. I don't care about God. All I care about is how can I make you happy today? And that's it. And so it's also easy to understand why 500 million people follow Buddhism, because you are the God. It's like we're always looking for God who's an outside. Oh, he's there. No, he's there. No, God is you. Not with you. God is you. It's this, your brain. That's your God. If you can control your brain, you live a happy life. If you cannot, then you live a sad life. How amazing of a message is that? I need that reel too. I'll just upload 6 more videos.
One very interesting thing that I got from Buddhism, from your video, is that detached from the people you love. And it was very weird feeling that I have. So because I have a girlfriend that I love.
You're attached to your family and your girlfriend.
Yes, I really love her, but to be able to detach her, because it's kind of selfish to be attached to her. Can you elaborate more on that?
By the way, your girlfriend is for 3 months, right? Try detaching from your mother, from your whole life, right? Buddhist monks do that. They detach from their family, from their father and mother.
Because being attached is provided, it comes hand in hand with suffering. This is what you
being
said
attached
in the
to
video.
something is 100% you're going to be sad, because there's 100% chance that things will change. And if you're attached to a country, a nationality, a place, a person, they will change. They will die. They will go. The tables change. Everything changes. Something that Buddhist monk told me that I will never forget. He said, be like a tree. You're the tree. You don't change locations. You're the tree. You're standing tall and you're green and you have fruit. The birds come and they eat your fruit and they stay. They stay in the shade of the tree. They enjoy their time. They get the food. They love their time there. But at some point, the birds fly away. But the tree stays the same. And that's the idea. Everybody around you is a bird. Your mother is a bird. Your girlfriend is a bird. My career is a bird. My employees are a bird. Everything is a bird. They're all going to come and they're all going to go. And whenever somebody comes into my life, I even start to imagine the moment that they will go. And it's a very sad moment, and sometimes it makes me cry. But it's necessary. It's necessary because that is the reality of life. And whoever says, no, we will stay forever, I think it's not very true. So my girlfriend and I have this thing where I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't want to fall in love with a bird. What I want to fall in love with is another tree. And I want our roots to go around each other, to become attached. That's what I'm looking for. Another tree.
But what's the message? I actually might be disagreeing with this.
Please, yes.
And you do believe that video kind of actually touched me to kind of be a bit detached from my girlfriend, because it's a different thing to love her completely, as the guy explained, the guru explained, and different thing to be attached.
Yes.
And there is nothing, no comparison, not more pure to be attached as well. That's correct. So just by loving her and not being in touch with her is like I'm loving myself as well. Correct. And I'm not, I will not allow, even if we break up, I'm like, amazing. It's like, I'm not saying that I truly love her, but when I talk here as well, these things just like, oh, you're not attached. And it's like, but it's like true. I would love. It's very interesting. And you said the opposite actually now. So I'm curious to kind of hear your thoughts.
So in Buddhism, love and attachment are two different things. Attachment means you make me happy. I want you to make me happy. Love means you don't need to make me happy. Like love means I love you for who you are and you don't need to make me happy. So if you're gone, it's okay, I'm still happy. But I don't rely on you to make me happy. I'm happy by myself. So yes, you can love your girlfriend, you can make her happy and she can make you happy, but if you break up, you're still happy.
And why you want to be a tree and next to your girlfriend?
Because we're all seeking that.
So you want actual suffering, actually. You want how they presented it.
That's correct. That's a good question. I think deep down inside, what we're all seeking is a life partner. And I think one criticism against Buddhism that came from a Jewish rabbi when I was studying Judaism is that it is easy to not be attached to things when you're in the middle of the cave meditating and you have nothing on you. It's easy to let go of your ego when you're in the forest. There's no one around you. There's no ego, right? You can let it go. I am one with nature. It's very hard not to be attached when you have a kid, when you have 5 children, when you have a job, when you have bills to pay. It's almost impossible to let go of your ego. There's a famous joke. It's like a Buddhist monk spent 5 years in a cave, and eventually he said, I finally let go of my ego, and I'm finally free. I can leave the cave. And as the monk was leaving the cave, he stumbled upon something that, he stumbled upon kids that, hit him in a football. And then they hit his back of his head with the football, and he got pain. He was like, guys, you hit me with a football. Do you know who I am? I'm a monk who has reached enlightenment. So you get the idea. He still has the ego. Even when you can leave the ego in the cave, but the minute you're in the real world, ego comes back.
I understand, but I think it's possible aspirationally to try
let go of the ego?
In everyday life, not to completely or attachment, but I think there is like 100% attachment that your life depends on the other person 24/7, and there is like this 10-20% that is more healthy.
Yes,
possible. But it's so beautiful though. Like You are still making all this video, and like I'm your friend, and this thing affects me as well. Your video affects my life in a big way.
You make me want to make more videos.
So Buddhism. Let's go to Muslim culture.
What's Muslim culture? Islam.
Islam. Yes. I apologize.
You're gonna be destroyed, canceled tomorrow. What about it?
What did you learn from your mother that taught you?
So I think when it comes to Islam, a lot of people don't appreciate it or understand it. The level of commitment needed to be a good Muslim is unlike any other religion I have seen. To be a good Muslim, you have to do like 10 things every single day. You have to be clean, physically, verbally, metaphorically. You have to be committed to God. You have to pray 5 times a day, 35 times a week. You have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. And of course, you have to be good to people. So there's a lot of level of commitment. And I think whoever is a good Muslim, I'm very impressed by them the most because they're disciplined. And we all know how hard discipline is. We're all trying to be disciplined at the gym, with our food, with our diet. But we all fail at it. Yet religious Muslims succeed at it. And that's beautiful to see.
It's so also one of the European problems now is a lot of Muslims enter Europe and they have kind of a culture clash.
Yes.
Which is very interesting.
So I understand. I actually understand and I agree. I also believe that you can be a Muslim while still living in a Western society. And I think the people that are refusing to adopt a Western culture are wrong. I believe they're wrong. And I agree why Europe is becoming far right. I would not like it either if people come to my house in a different culture. You want to live in my house? My house has a rule, which is leave your shoes outside the door. So when you come to my house, you leave your shoes outside the door. Well, it doesn't mean you can't be Muslim. Europe is open to every religion. You can be Zoroastrian for all it takes. But some cultural things you probably don't want to do when you are living in Europe that you can do in the Middle East, but you shouldn't do in Europe. And there's nothing wrong with asking people to do that. Cultural assimilation is what made America great. America was not the land of the free. It was the land of cultural assimilation. It says, yes, we don't care about your race and your background and where you come from and your nationality, but we do care about your culture. And if you're American, then you're one of us. And if you're not, you're out.
Judaism? How do we say it?
Judaism. Judaism, fascinating. It's the only religion I learned that is not trying to get new followers. Imagine a YouTuber or a creator that says, I don't want more followers. I'm happy with the followers that I have. So it is beautiful to see how in Judaism, it's like a real community.
Also, another interesting fact is how all the religions, they are interconnected. Like with, for example, the Islam doesn't try to bother Christians and Jews. So it's interesting how everything coexists and like how the relationship of each religion with the other one is.
Well, some people believe that these religions influenced each other. They're all building up on top of each other. In fact, Muslims believe that the reason Islam came is to build up or correct other religions. But monotheistic religions, basically Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, it's like the same bucket. So there's a lot of similarities. And some people believe, when you read the history books, I don't know if I believe it or not, is that Christianity was somewhat influenced by Buddhism, and there's some elements, so that loving messaging, could have influenced Christianity a little bit. So there's a lot of cultural assimilation between religions since they started. And then some people believe that Zoroastrianism was the first monotheistic religion, because Zoroastrianism, which is in Persia, was the first religion to believe in one God. And then Zoroastrianism just died as a religion. There's not many followers of that. And it became Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all that stuff. So it's really fascinating if you go down the history bit.
But I see you are touching a lot more the message, the overall message of the religions, not specific things, not how they practice. Is there the reason you are avoiding or you choose how it was? Because this is what Elon Musk says as well, about when you make a choice on where are you going to talk, is the most important. So why you chose to talk about the message and not about other things about the religions?
So because I am here to learn. I am not here to judge. And it is a big difference. Sometimes when you know you're a guest, you act differently, right? When you're at someone's house, when I'm at your house, I don't leave my crap around. I don't, make noises. I'm respectful of your house. And when I go to my house, I can do whatever. I can hang around naked. Similarly, when I'm studying someone's religion, I am in their house. So I'm just here to learn. And then I take back and I just steal good ideas. The whole point of this exercise is to steal good ideas. The creativity is just connecting two good ideas that are separate and making them into one. So I believe, you can learn a lot from Buddhism without having to be Buddhist. Same with every other religion.
So this Muslim and also Judaism, it was close to your home,
yes,
because you are a Muslim and you are also from Israel as well. So it was any difference than you knew the religion growing up in comparison to meeting another bit more foreign and far religion?
The more furthest religion was Hinduism and Buddhism and atheism, if you consider it a religion. That was the furthest one, and the closest one was Islam. Second closest was Judaism, and third closest was Christianity. So I felt very at home. Even though Christianity, and so I went to visit the country where the religion started from, and I went to Jerusalem twice for Judaism and Christianity because they both started from Jerusalem and Nazareth. So it's very interesting.
So basically, your answer to it was something that felt closer to you and something more foreign. It was not something that it was easier to study or easier to get the lessons of one religion. Because I'm talking as an observer. Is it harder to observe something that is closer to you or more difficult to observe?
It's actually harder. Actually, Bill Maher said that once. Is like, if there's an object and when I put it so close to your face, you can't see it. And because you're too close to it. And when I put it too far, you can't see it either because it's too small. So the best place to be in is to be right in the center where you can see the object in its entirety. And so with Islam, I was like this, too close. With Buddhism, I was way too far. So this was hard and that was hard. Because I know Islam, but I know nothing about Buddhism, but still it's hard to know it. So the easiest religion was like Judaism and Christianity, which was like, close enough, but not too close. And I think it's fascinating when you start to think about this. What am I too close to and what am I too far from? And how can I change my distance to understand the object?
Yes. And most of the people, they are too far from every religion.
Yes.
Very far.
Very far. And they're too close to their own religion.
To their own religion. Very good example, actually.
Yeah, I like it, right?
So Hinduism,
it's
chaotic.
There's a lot going on. It's one of the oldest religions in the world, right? So they have thousands of books, millions of gods that eventually lead into one. And, to understand it, it was very difficult for me. I had to ask a million times and read and read and read. It's also a lot of Sanskrit, so it's a lot of different language for me. I'm not used to it. But I think probably the most powerful thing in Hinduism is the concept of nonviolence. And I wish more religions learned that. The concept of that if you did not create a life, then you have no right to take a life. However, that's a powerful concept. It's called ahimsa. It's basically saying, I have no ahimsa. Yeah, you've seen the video. Thank God for the editors. So I did find a lot of peace in the Eastern religions, and actually in the Western religions, like monotheistic religions, not as much, right? It's like, in the Western religions, like in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, you can kill animals, right? Because God said you can kill animals and for rituals, for sacrifice, for whatever. But in Hinduism, it's like, no, animals are the God. And you can't kill them because you did not create them. And isn't that also beautiful? So, as chaotic and as hard as it was to understand Hinduism, once you truly get it, another incredible concept in Hinduism.
Find your calling.
Well, that's one. Yes, find your calling. Oh, there's so many incredible things. So find your calling, which is like, you are on this planet to do something. Phidias, you are on this planet to become a politician and shake things up. That's all you do. So that's great. The second thing is that some Hindus believe that you and I are one person. One person. When I see you, I see a different person because I think there's you, there's me. But actually, it's the same energy that created us. And that's what we worship. And when you truly see me in you, then I will love you like I love me. And that's the goal.
So they have kind of a more unification. And maybe it's because of how close they are with each other, how big the population is. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah. But it's very hard to understand. Even when you go to India and all this stuff, it's very hard to understand what they're doing. They have, when they are getting older, they want to go be attached of their family and go somewhere with themselves. It's like, it's hard. Even if you go there and try to understand, there's so many religions, so many stuff. There is Christians also in India, in Kerala and all this stuff. So it's chaos, which is a good way to describe India.
But because there is no central prophet, like in Christianity, there's Jesus. We all look for Jesus to learn from. But in India, there's so many books. There's a library of books. There's no one person that can teach you about the religion. It's like a lot of people. So that's where the concept of a guru came from, because India needs a lot of gurus. And so anybody can become like a mini prophet in their own mini communities. And there's something beautiful about that too. You can centralize things into one prophet and one message, or you can make it a proper democracy where there's like thousands of gurus that teach you. You choose the one you like. Yeah, so cool.
It's interesting. Atheism.
Atheism. Yes. Also,
personal favorite.
Look, it's the one that made a lot of sense, right? People believe that atheists hate God. That's not true. That's not true. Atheists don't hate God, and they also don't not believe in God. Atheists don't believe in the rigid religion, in the rigidity of religion. They don't believe that religion can be organized like do this, do this, do that. Atheists believe that you can explore anything you want, be curious, be courageous, and do whatever you want, right? If you end up believing there's a God, good for you. But you don't necessarily have to pray 5 times a day.
So it's kind of the religion of curiosity in a way, like Yuval Harari put it in your video.
Yes,
basically. You are basically trying to understand what is around you with logic.
Yes, that could be its own religion. Now, the number one comment I got is, atheism is not a religion, atheism is not a religion. I get it, but it's a way of life,
Let's talk a bit meta. Studying the religions, how did the comment section, the people actually perceived and some people were a bit sensitive, maybe they said, oh, you didn't touch on this or you didn't touch. What was the meta thought thinking of?
95% of the comments were positive. It was really incredible to see Jews loving the Muslim video, Muslims loving the Judaism video. It was really beautiful.
Also, it's unifying. It gives this that we see from far the religion a bit closer. So it's
very unifying. I think probably the one thing that people were like against were like, oh, you didn't mention this in my religion, or you skipped this, or you said this, which is not true. Because again, even when you look at Christianity, there is no one Christianity. There's 45,000 types of Christianity. So even when you say Jesus died here, well, actually, Christians don't agree where Jesus died. So you'll have, of course, naturally people disagree. I went to like Mecca and I said, Islam started in this cave. And then people were like, no, Islam didn't start here. It was just revealed here, but Islam was way before. So it's a lot of the technicalities that were like a lot in the comment section. But look, there's a very famous saying, my favorite saying in the world. As I point to the sun, you're looking at my finger. And that's what the comment section was.
Interesting. And now you are a better human.
I feel like I understand the world. Yes.
Better. Which religion is one of the biggest part of the world.
And what else is money is also one of the biggest parts of the world. That's why I would say money and religion and nutrition and fitness. Food, money, religion. If you understand how compound interest works,
which is your next challenge about
challenge.
money. Are you very excited about it?
I'm not as excited about religion, but excited to understand investing. Yes.
Because you understand internally how important it is for your own life. So there is internal motivation to do it.
Important for every human. There's no human that lives without money. There's no human that lives without nutrition.
How far you are in this? 2 months?
2 months in, yeah. I'm actually flying tomorrow to London to shoot it about stocks. Super important. My dream, I want to make a course. My dream course. No, not that. I want to make my dream. It's called Introduction to Life. And in this course, I teach you 3 things. Everything about fitness and nutrition, how many calories are in a broccoli and how many calories are in a cheese. I teach you how compound interest works and how the stock market works, finance. And I teach you about all the 6 major religions, about Buddhism, Hinduism, Atheism, Christianity, Judaism, all that stuff. And when you just take this course, you understand life. Actually, the last missing one is politics. So that's the next 6-month challenge. I've decided now. I've decided. The 6-month is.
This is what happens when you spend too much time with me.
It made me excited about this. I want to understand politics, and I want to help you understand what is the right government for you to live under. Because people emigrate for that reason, to look for the right government. When you understand these 4 things, you can live life.
Talk to me a bit about politics. So, do you think that the democracy is dead?
No, I think democracy, it's like there's no one religion to rule the world. We don't want that. And there's no one government to rule the world. We don't want democracy in every country. That would be stupid. Christianity works.
But the United States is forcing all the countries to have democracy.
Yeah, which is really weird. I'm very against it. Islam works.
Come on, weird is a good word because you made a video about weird. You called the weirdest politician. Let's not use it in a bad way.
Yeah, weird is a good word. Yes. Yeah. So, what do you prefer? Democracy or benevolent dictatorship?
I don't know. I want to understand it as well. It's very interesting. I think, and also how the world is evolving with artificial intelligence and all this stuff. I'm not sure if we're smart enough to govern stuff. So, but I don't 100% trust that the AI in the future will do the right, more moral thing. So it's very challenging, but also it's like if we don't find this out in the next 3, 4, 5 years, I think maybe it will be forced upon us.
Yeah.
Somehow with the technology, without us understanding, kind of. So and Neuralink and all this stuff is crazy to even think about the future. Most interesting time.
Yes, how AI affects governments. I would live under an AI government. Would you?
Depends on what's the track record.
I mean, let's say there's an AI country where everybody's rich. It's like Switzerland.
But what the future might look like if we're, because it's not only government, it's about not having anything to do. We are not going to be productive as humans. We're going to have abundance of stuff. So if there is nothing to work for or to do or for meaning, like we're talking about different kind of world, which is very interesting.
Well, I think work.
But scary as well.
It's not scary. It's exciting. I'm so excited.
I will never imagine you to not do anything. from the morning until the night and just go watching movies and stuff. I'm not sure, but it's hard to imagine life like that.
So I don't think that will happen. So if I was born 200 years ago, I would spend all my time farming or mining at a coal mine, right? That's the job that I would do to feel productive. Now I spend all my time shooting videos and making money from it, right? In the future, I'll spend all my time just making decisions and building a company. So in a way, work just continues to become more fun. Work will never disappear. It just becomes better. So I can see a world in which people watching movies is considered work because they're called movie critics, or they're getting paid a crypto token to watch the movie.
Yeah, but if the money will not lose, if everything is abundant that we have, like
we become very rich?
No, we have an abundance of everything. Everyone.
I don't think we will get to that. I think money will not be as abundant as we think. I think money will be scarce. That's what crypto promises, scarcity in value.
But also money is stupid. It's just paper or something. So we're talking about the abundance of resources now.
As somebody living in your office in the European Parliament, I can see why you can, with your own private driver and private $30,000 salary, I can see why you think that abundance is coming. But for the average kid in India, abundance is still decades away.
But you don't think we're moving rapidly with this AI revolution to a different world?
No, I think we are. I think it's exciting.
But this is what called kind of singularity, because you don't know really what will happen. Actually, we cannot even imagine what will happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think of it more like a fork in the road. Now we were all going in one road, and now there is we can go right or we can go left. If we similarly, when we invented the atomic bomb, we can go right or we can go left. We can use atomic energy for peace or we can use it for war. We went right. And then now we're going left. So similarly with AI, we can go right, kill each other with it, or we can go left, just become incredibly productive. I would like us to go left.
What's our role now as influencers, YouTubers, whatever, with this rapidly changing world, and maybe the most critical moment in the history of time? What we should do to be net positive and influence things in a good direction?
Honestly, you know how when a plane is about to crash and you have to put a mask? You put a mask on yourself first, then you put the mask on the baby. Similarly, with this new fork, you got to put a mask on yourself. So save yourself first as a creator. Save your career, save your money. Make sure to have enough money for the next 5-10 years. Make a lot of money, basically, so you don't have to worry about money. And make sure that money is diversified. A little bit in crypto, a little bit in currency, a little bit in fixed deposit, a little bit in stocks, a little bit in cash. Just make sure it's diversified, okay? So that save yourself. Number 2 is, once you feel confident that you're saved, try to save the world. How do you save the world as a creator? You educate. You create educational content. You create inspirational content. You push the envelope on what you believe is right. That's all we can do as creators. We just educate.
I might remember correctly that sometimes you made a lot more money with crypto than your actual social media stuff.
That's correct.
So that you think that's lucky stuff? That
I mean, luck meets opportunity and preparation. I actively worked for that opportunity and I actively invested in that opportunity.
You don't want to say more stuff about this to dig deep into?
I try really my best not to give financial advice. So I don't want to say what is it or what it was and all that stuff. But eventually, I believe in the promise of crypto. And I believe there's a lot of value to be created in this world. Where and how and where and what, I will leave it for people to research.
We're going to see a politician in the future.
If you can make it work, you are the guinea pig. We're sending you to the jungle. And if you come back with with something cool, then I'm going in.
But now your focus is not in kids, not in...
Building a company, creating jobs. Creating jobs, that's all that matters.
In the next 5 years, you see yourself, and then maybe a couple of kids, and then maybe we see Nas Daily.
Then I'll call you, and then we'll see what happens.
Yes.
Okay. But yes, you're great. You've been so inspirational to so many people, whether it's to so many YouTubers as well. Like you took the concept of a YouTuber from a prank to a challenge to doing something hard to building a community to changing governments, just like that. And you're 24. It's incredible. So I really think
I watched a lot of Nas Daily videos.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything that we didn't say in this podcast that you want to share with people?
My last note is I hope people assume good intention. I see so many people just like assume that you have a secret plan, or I have a secret plan to destroy the world. It doesn't exist. I think we all have good intentions, and when we make a mistake, it's just a mistake. It's not intentional mistake. And even with the people I love, like I tell them, I promise you to never hurt you intentionally, because I may hurt you unintentionally. And same with the audience, same with the content creation. We may make mistakes unintentionally, but I hope you understand it's not intentional.
Not for everyone, but maybe your assumption of...
I think you should assume the best. Yeah, I think you should start with trust.
Living in a world that you think everyone
is out to get you. Oh, it's a horrible world. Horrible world.
Most of them, they don't really try to get you.
They don't care enough to get you.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a couple of people that do that, and I see the pain and the suffering that you have to go through. Sam Altman said this really good. He tweeted something. It's like, I start with the idea that everybody is trustworthy until they betray me. But I win 99% of the time.
You got tired of this fame?
Not tired. I didn't get tired of the fame.
Been 10 years now.
No, 8 years. But I've been famous for like 6 years. I've been only famous for 6 years. Not that much. I think I'm very lucky to be famous. I think I'm very lucky. I think it has a price, but it has a cost of being famous, but the benefits of being famous are 10 times more. So I'm not complaining. Thank you.
Are we moving in a world that influencers are more powerful than billionaires?
No, I think we're moving in a world where influencers become billionaires and therefore become powerful. I think lots of followers with no money is not powerful. Lots of money with no followers is not powerful. Lots of money and lots of followers is powerful. So you're missing number 2.
Well, lots of money?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care about money. I care about learning.
Yeah, okay, you're in your learning phase, but eventually you will care about money because the bank does not accept learning.
Well, you can limit your expense, but then you have kids and all this. Let's not get into that state. You are going to die in 30 seconds. What do you want your last message?
All right. I thought about this so much. I'm going to die in 30 seconds. Quick, open WhatsApp, message my family. I love you so much. Message my girlfriend. I love you so much. Go to social media. Say, I love you so much. I tried. And then I'm dead.
Nas Daily, that we love. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys.